Most people assume that to buy on Longboat Key, you need to be spending $1 million or more. But what if I told you there are actually opportunities on this island for under $500,000? I am going to walk you through what you can actually expect in this price range and help you understand what you're really getting, and just as importantly, what you're not. And in a moment, I'm going to show you where two properties at the same price point can feel completely different depending on the community. At $500,000 on Longboat Key, you are primarily going to be looking at condos and, in some rare cases, co-op style communities. Now, most of these properties are going to be smaller in size, and many were built between the 1960s and the 1980s. Now, that doesn't mean that they are not great opportunities. It just means they're older. So you want to take a closer look, which is something you should be doing with every property anyhow. Some of these units may need updating or renovations, and depending on the building, there can be additional costs or considerations that are not obvious at first glance. But for the right buyer, this can actually be a really smart entry point onto Longboat Key, especially if you're looking for a second home to enjoy during season, an investment property, or even just your first opportunity to experience Longboat Key. And the right choice really depends on how you plan to use the property. But before we jump into the specific communities, there's something really important you need to understand, because this is exactly where I see buyers make the most expensive mistakes. Because at this price point, it is not just about what you pay to purchase the property. It's about what it actually costs you to own it month after month. And that's where the details start to matter, because condo fees can vary dramatically from one community to the next. And more importantly, they are not all structured the same. You might see one community at $1,000 a month and another significantly higher. And without understanding what's behind those numbers, like reserves, maintenance, or upcoming expenses, it is very easy to misjudge the true cost of ownership. So before you fall in love with a property, you want to make sure the financial structure supports your lifestyle long term. And if you'd like a clear breakdown of what those fees actually look like in any of these communities, or you just have questions about the market, the numbers, or what makes the most sense for you, I am always here as a resource. Feel free to contact me anytime. I am happy to walk you through it. Now, you may also want to pay close attention to things like milestone inspections. These are state-required structural inspections for older buildings over 3 stories to make sure everything is safe and up to standard. There is also the Structural Integrity Reserve Studies, also known as SIRS. Now, this looks at the remaining life of major components like the roof, the structure, and plumbing, and it calculates how much money should be set aside for future repairs. Both of these reports can have a direct impact on what you may be required to pay down the road. And depending on the community, there may also be restrictions you want to know about up front, such as rental restrictions, age restrictions, or even limited financing options, especially in co-op communities. Now, with all of that said, you are still getting something really special here on Longboat Key. Even under $500,000 on Longboat Key, you are still stepping into that coastal lifestyle that draws people here in the first place. Now, here are some things that you can expect when living here. Many of these communities offer private or deeded beach access. You're just minutes from the renowned St. Armand Circle with restaurants, shops, and boutiques. And you're a short drive into downtown Sarasota with restaurants, boutiques, and lots of arts and culture. And you still get that quiet, relaxed coastal feel. And depending on where you are in the island, you may even have walkability to some really charming local spots. All right, let's walk through some of the communities where you can still find opportunities under $500,000. Each of these communities offers something a little bit different, and the right choice really depends on how you plan to use the property. Let's start on the north end of Longboat Key with St. Jude. This is one of the most affordable ways to get onto North Longboat Key. This is a condo-style community that feels more like villa living, with prices generally ranging from around $200,000 into the low $300,000s. The condo fees can range from $800 a month to over $1,000 monthly. But for the right buyer, it is a simple, low-cost entry point with that old Florida charm. And what really makes this area special isn't just the price point, it's the lifestyle it comes with. You are in a true waterfront setting with direct access to the intercoastal. So whether it's boating, kayaking, or just being around the water, it is all right here. You also have private beach access across Gulf of Mexico Drive, giving you that full Longboat Key experience without the typical price tag. Now, one of the residents' favorite part of this community is the proximity to Joan M. Durante Park, with 32 acres of walking trails and beautiful bay views. It adds such a peaceful, natural element to everyday living. And on top of that, you have walkability to local restaurants such as Harry's Continental Kitchen. Plus, St. Armand's Circle and Anna Maria Island are just a short drive away. So you're perfectly positioned between convenience and that relaxed coastal lifestyle. Next, if you're looking for a community that offers both strong value and an incredibly active lifestyle, then Longboat Harbor is one you'll definitely want to consider. Prices here range from the low $300,000s to the low $600,000s. Condo fees can range from $900 monthly to where I've seen $1,600 monthly. Now, what makes this Mid-Key community stand out is how much it offers, both on the water and socially. You have private deeded beach access just across Gulf of Mexico Drive, complete with a beach pavilion, cabanas, restrooms, and even private parking. So your beach days feel effortless from start to finish. On the bayside, you'll find marina access with boat slips and kayak storage, making it ideal if you enjoy being out on the water. Now, within the community itself, there are 4 heated swimming pools, tennis courts, shuffleboard, a fitness center, sauna, and a beautifully renovated clubhouse overlooking the bay that really serves as the heart of the community. It's where you're going to find social gatherings, clubs, and activities from art classes and workshops to book clubs and events. So it's very welcoming and very connected. Overall, Longboat Harbor is known for being one of the more active and social communities on the island, which makes it a great fit if you're not just looking for a place to stay, but a social lifestyle you can truly be a part of. Next, if you like the idea of being in an active waterfront community, then Sutton Place is another great option to consider. Now, what makes this Mid-Key community unique is the layout. You have a combination of mid-rise condos along Sarasota Bay and townhouse-style residences that are non-waterfront, which often gives you a different price point and a more residential feel. And that is actually where Sutton Place becomes especially attractive, because depending on the style and the location within the community, you'll typically see condos ranging anywhere from the low 300s up to around 600,000, which is a really compelling entry point for this kind of lifestyle. Now, condo fees, these range from $1,200 to about $1,700 monthly. But regardless of which style you choose, you still have access to the full lifestyle that Sutton Place offers. You can start your day on the bay with kayaking, fishing, or enjoying the water, and then head across the street to the Gulf with private deeded beach access for the afternoon. So you're really getting both sides of the island experience all within one community. There are 2 heated pools, one at the front of the community and one along the bay. There are also boat slips available for rent, kayak storage with an electric launch, and even a fish cleaning station. So it's ideal if being on the water is part of your lifestyle. And the beach access here is especially well thought out with parking, a private pavilion, showers, restrooms, and storage. Now, if this sounds familiar, it is because Longboat Harbor shares the same facilities. And with its central Mid-Key location, you're once again just minutes from Publix, the public tennis courts, and the library. So it's a really nice balance of convenience and coastal living. Next, if you are looking for something that feels a little more like a home with a simpler, more relaxed way of living, then Spanish Main is a North Key community you definitely want to explore. This is a 55+ community made up of freestanding condo residences. So instead of that typical condo feel, it feels much more like a villa. And what really makes Spanish Main special is the lifestyle it offers at the price point that is surprisingly affordable, typically ranging from the low 200,000s up to around 400,000. The fees in this community do tend to be in the $1,000 per month range, but beyond the price, this is truly a waterfront boating community. You have access to a 40-slip deepwater marina with very reasonable boat rental fees, making it incredibly easy to get out on the water whenever you like. And from here, you have direct access to the intercoastal, and you're just minutes out to the Gulf, which opens up everything from boating and fishing to anchoring at sandbars or heading to waterfront restaurants. And if boating isn't your thing, then you still have private deeded beach access just across the street, so your days are just as enjoyable. The community also features a beautiful pool overlooking the marina, which really becomes a central place to relax and connect with your neighbors. Overall, Spanish Main has a very easy, low-maintenance feel. It's pet-friendly, with small pets welcome, it is active, and it is social, which makes it a great fit if you're looking for that lock-and-leave lifestyle without giving up the charm of a true neighborhood. And if you're drawn to something that feels a little more unique, a little more old Florida, then Whitney Beach is one of those communities that really stands apart. And interestingly, it was named after one of Longboat Key's early developers, and you can still feel that original charm throughout the community today. This is a true North Key beach to bay community with the bayside residences typically in the low 400,000s and the Gulf front side ranging from around 600,000 up to about $1 million. On the Gulf side, you have over 600 feet of beautiful sugar white sand beachfront, along with a heated pool and direct beach access. So it's the kind of place where your days naturally revolve around the water and the sunsets. But what really makes Whitney Beach special is that you're not limited to just the Gulf. Fees on the bay side are in the range of $1,200 per month, and the beach side is around $1,700 per month. On the bay side, you also have boat docks along Bishop's Bayou, which makes it ideal for kayaking, fishing, or just simply enjoying a quieter, more peaceful setting. The community itself is lushly landscaped and has a very relaxed, intimate feel with amenities like pickleball and tennis, barbecue areas, and tiki huts for gathering outdoors. Now, overall, Whitney Beach offers that rare combination of Gulf front living, bay access, and a more laid-back, old Florida atmosphere. Next, if you are active or you love tennis, then Cedars West is definitely one to consider. You have access to the Cedars Tennis Club just across the street at Cedars East. And in some cases, there is very strong rental potential here as well. Now, here's how the community is laid out. Cedars West is where you're going to find the townhome-style units, and this is also where you typically are going to see opportunities under $500,000. If you go across to the east side along the beach, those properties tend to sell at a higher price point. And from a lifestyle standpoint, this community has some very nice amenities. You have tennis, you have a heated pool, you have barbecue areas, you have bike racks, kayak storage, and there's even a restaurant on site. So it really caters to someone who wants to stay active and enjoy the outdoors. It is also pet friendly, allowing small pets, and the monthly fees generally range from about $800 to $1,200 depending on the unit. And something I always like to point out, this is a financially sound community. They've already completed a new roof and there are no current assessments planned, which gives peace of mind to a lot of buyers looking right now. And if rental flexibility is important to you, Cedars allows up to 26 rentals per year. So whether you're looking for part-time use or income potential, it gives you options. So overall, if your lifestyle includes staying active, being part of a tennis community, and having flexibility in how you use the property, then Cedars West is definitely one you want to keep on your radar. So, as you can see, there are options under $500,000 on Longboat Key, but the real question isn't just what is available, it's which one actually fits you, fits your lifestyle, your goals, and how you plan to use the property. And that is exactly why I've created something to help you with that. If you visit my website at lbkcouture.com, you can answer a few simple questions about your lifestyle, and it will guide you toward the specific neighborhood on Longboat Key that best matches what you're looking for. It's a great way to start narrowing things down and really begin to see what fits you best. And once you start getting a feel for what you like, that's when the opportunities really start to open up. Now, I've given you a glimpse of what's available on Longboat Key under $500,000, but there is more out there beyond what we covered. There are communities like Sea Place on the south end and Beach Harbour, which is mid-key. So if you want a complete list of options, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to walk you through what is currently available. And if you're a pet lover with a larger dog, keep an eye out for my upcoming video where I'll be diving into the best pet-friendly condo communities.